Welcome back, gamers. We are back with the Mid-Atlantic Esports Conference Spring Summit 2022. We just wrapped up the Challenger Division of Rocket League, but we are just about to get started with the big leagues, the Capital Division. I'm Consort here commentating once again. You guys might remember me from a little early on in the week. And I'm joined here by Cherish. Cherish, how's it going, man?
I'm doing all right. Looking forward to getting through the Capital Division after a very heated match 7 game best of 7. The series went to 7 games for the Challenger Division, so I'm really looking forward to how the Capital Division's going to shape up here.
Yeah, we've had some spectacular games, some real close games, even down to grand finals down in the Challenger Division, and I'm thinking Capital's going to be a whole lot of that as well. But of course, Capital being our premier division, our top of the cream of the crop, if you will. So definitely going to see some high-flying antics and some fantastic Rocket League coming at you today. I believe we have the players in the lobby and ready to go, so we should be heading over to that in just a moment here.
Yeah, we are loading on up and ready to go for Shenandoah A and ODU Blue. Both these teams were looking pretty solid to end the season. Shenandoah finishing at 7-2 and ODU at 4-5. So, uh, kind of looking off of standings, it is eyeballing that Shenandoah is ready to go and trying to repeat some of their past success as finalists and I believe even champions.
Yeah, and we have a little bit of background from this matchup earlier on in the season. I believe Shenandoah took the victory over ODU 3-2 earlier in the season. So, earlier on in the season, definitely a very close game. Let's see if it's going to be a repeat here today. So far, it's been a solid bit of back and forth here the first minute of game one.
Yeah, a bit of trading back and forth, a bit of missed aerials and good defenses combined both ways. So we'll be seeing this and how it goes. And I think something to note too when we're talking records still is specifically with Shenandoah, they started super iffy this year. I believe they started 1-2 or 2-2, and then just rallied all the way to their 7-2 records. So they're on a hot streak right now. Whatever they've been doing has been working, and we'll hopefully get to see it work out so far. But at the moment, it seemed a little more in control for ODU so far, uh, alongside good defensive plays from both teams.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of each team feeling each other out here a little bit. Shenandoah is starting to put on more of an offensive, putting ODU Blue on the back, but they are on the orange side of this match right now. But first game of the playoffs, you don't want to give away too much right away, right? Because you don't want to be the first one to go to this bracket. Oh, not quite able to make it. The save there. Gone is going to slip one right past the defender with a pretty straightforward double tap there off the backboard. Jonathan able to get a hood on it, but just could not quite bounce it the right direction to prevent that goal.
Yeah, I like seeing the little automated chats that you can put up because Jonathan gave himself a great pass on that one. So I like seeing that stuff, but it's nice to see that both teams are in good spirits about an own goal there. As Jonathan's trying to work his way in, and it's actually going to carry that one all the way over, making up for his past mistakes. Solo play around 2 players. That's a huge play from the usually seems like a defender for the side of Shenandoah.
Jonathan says, I allowed this 1-point lead to come into the world, and I can take it right back out. Going to a 1-1 game now. We are tied up, and you can see that the gears are starting to turn just a little bit quicker on both sides of the field here. As I was saying earlier, first game of the playoffs, your first one up, you don't want to be giving away at anything too early, but at the same time, nobody really wants to be the first one going to losers bracket either. So it's a fine line to walk where you want to you want to try to ease your way into it because you got a long day ahead of you. If you're using up your best gameplay this early on, it's just going to get tougher as the day goes on. But at the same time, you got to respect the team you're playing against as well. You can't slack off too much.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll get to see hopefully as there's a lot of control coming out from Shenandoah here. I don't even think this is, like you said, this is playing well for Shenandoah so far. They're just not letting anything up. They're not really overexerting themselves either. They're just playing good, smart Rocket League and really just controlling the ball wherever they can and wherever they need to. At least ODU's starting to get back on things right now with some good aerial play, but still, it's been just really a story of great defense on both sides.
Yeah, and that's something that I believe I feel like I've noticed with Shenandoah's play specifically is they definitely play a style that is a little more centered on possession of the ball than some of the teams in our Capital Division. Very much so. We'll pass up sometimes the opportunity at a straightforward shot if it means holding onto that ball a little bit longer and trying to pull some of those defenders out of the goal. ODU Blue is not being fooled right now, though. Two very close saves on goal through all of that pressure coming out from Shenandoah, and the ball is still alive. This 1-point lead might be slipping away from ODU Blue if they can't kick off the defense here. But so far, man, they look like an iron wall.
Yeah, Gon, who's, in the regular season was big for ODU's wins on the offensive side, has been a solid wall in front of that net, like you said. He's just locking everything down. Hopefully with the demo here onto Jonathan, ODU can start something back up, but a rather, I don't know what word I'm looking for all of a sudden. A rather just nice spawn for Jonathan there as he gets the ball, but it just stays stuck in this corner, and both teams are really struggling to get it past this center mark.
Yeah, it has definitely been it has been a battle of inches at times in this matchup here. Shenandoah A has managed to maneuver down the field these last 10 seconds, but can they score the point and shut down this overtime, or are we going to be seeing a sudden death situation here? Oh, it's looking close! Not quite, though. We are going to overtime.
Yeah, looking ahead now. Winner takes all in this OT. The clock keeps ticking until someone scores, and the fun thing is, this is only game one of this best of 5. We're not in best of 7 until grand finals, but best of 5 now looking ahead as Jonathan is trying to get something going on the offensive front alongside Red. And that miss in the air could have done it, but a pig is doing well on the back end of things. Great aerial defense still, too, coming out from ODU. And it's just great aerial play from both these teams, which is really nice to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth in these aerials right now. The ball staying off the ground for extended periods of time, but on the whole, it feels like ODU's got a little more control of the situation at the moment. Gon going in to make a big shot, but Tarnation going to clear it out from right under him, sending it right down to ODU's side, and this is where things get a little dangerous for them right across the goalpost, but no luck. Shot for shot, they are trading threats.
Yeah, and it seems like every time, too. I know you mentioned that Shenandoah plays a game very focused on ball control, but it seems like any moment that they try and get some possession game going, some longer possessions going, ODU is right there with a car in the middle of everything, ready to just cut things off, ready to swarm around the ball. And on that note, too, as you can see off that solo play move by Pops, already, as soon as he got close to the goal, all 3 ODU members were ready to defend it.
Yeah, they're immediately. The one thing about, possessional-oriented play is that you do, as a sacrifice, tend to play a little bit slower to maintain control of that ball, to set up those shots, and that does leave openings sometimes for ODU Blue to just walk up or just drive up and challenge, or drive up and interrupt the play. And that's a lot of what we're seeing right now, but it looks like Shenandoah is slowly tightening the noose here in this overtime, or maybe not. Ace Conjurer taking a runaway play up the side of the field there. Jonathan trying to send it back, but it just looks like it's going to be stuck in this corner for quite a bit, which is not where Shenandoah wants to play from right now.
Yeah, that was huge from Ace Conjurer 2 to defend off the demo, and now on the aggression off it. Jonathan with another nice spawn to try and disrupt things off the bat, and he will indeed already coming up from the demo. But still, it's been insane on both sides of the possession just because these demos aren't able to be capitalized off of. Both teams are getting demos, and they're just the defense is that stout so far that neither one can really do anything. And that's part of the reason why we're already 3 minutes
Oh, and that
into
is
this OT.
Shenandoah's net.
Oh, just as I
One
say that we're 3 minutes into the OT, it ends.
one one overcommitment is all it took at that level of play. That pass was sent out way down the side of the field, or the other side of the field to ODU. But Shenandoah A in position to intercept it, set it down, and there was no one on net to defend that. That was as good as done the moment that interception happened. And Shenandoah A, with that possessional-oriented gameplay, is going to walk away with game one of the set.
Yeah, and I think something crazy too to see is these save numbers and shot numbers. Shenandoah almost doubled ODU's shots. They shot or outshot them 13-7, but both sides had even numbers of saves, 8-7 in favor of ODU. So fantastic defensive play. But as you can see too, a lot of the shots that went out were put up on goal, or that were put up on goal were defended by Shenandoah. So uh, really good stuff from their side here on the defense. And I mean, I'm interested to see if we're going to continue to see this very defense dominated control play, or if we're going to see games similar to that we were seeing in Challenger Series or the Challenger Division, where they were just blowing each other out of the water with goal after goal.
Oh, well, we may have our first answer right here off the bat. ODU, Ace Conjurer splitting one off right towards the goal off the bat there, but the save in position. Jonathan going to send it right back down to ODU blue side. Now it's Shenandoah's turn to try to make a shot here. Send it towards the middle. Red following up, weaves that right between the defenders, right at the center near the goal.
Yeah, huge goal here from Red, able to get that in as the, I guess the bunny girl pops up in the goal. That was not something I was expecting to see, but
I love that goal explosion. Top tier goal explosion.
Goal explosions are new to me. A lot of Rocket League is new to me just because it's not a game I play. So getting to see that pop up is very interesting. But I'm a fan of it. So hopefully for both the sake of viewing it and for Shenandoah's sake, we'll get to see more from their side. But again, their strong defense comes out, but it's not strong enough. A pig with a goal right over the top of Pops here.
And this is where you see the strength that ODU brings to the table, the style of play ODU Blue brings to the table here. Like I said earlier, Shenandoah focuses a little bit more, it feels like, on position, on maintaining control of the ball. ODU Blue is not afraid to set up and just start taking shots, but every one of those shots that has to be defended generally moves the defender out of position for a follow-up, and they will set up and just take shot after shot on that goal until the defense breaks down.
Yeah, really punishing offense once ODU can get it rolling. Hopefully we'll get to see it just do that, especially off this demo, the double demo this time around. A pig and Ace both getting one, but it's Shenandoah to capitalize. Almost. It takes a huge flying save from a pig who's doing seemingly everything this round through to really save that goal from going in.
Yeah, pig is popping off for ODU Blue right now, but going to take a little bit more than that to take the lead in this game here. Jonathan's driving it down the field, but the challenge comes out from a pig. It's going high. Pops is up for it. Going to kill it right there in the center. It's moving slow. Ace Conjurer taking the shot, but Jonathan in position for the block. A pig not quite high enough to find the follow-up. Boy, we are just all action here in game two.
Yeah, it is crazy. A lot of shots on goal and a lot of saves from both sides, as we're sitting pretty at 1-1, approaching the midway point of this matchup. Another shot bouncing towards ODU's goal, as they're already in position to get rid on this, or to get in on this ball kill. But it could be big. A missed shot from Pops on the empty goal, though, is rough to see for the side of Shenandoah.
Yeah, okay. Ball is sent.
Wow.
Follow up there from Jonathan. I honestly thought that looked like he was going to get blocked. There was two members of ODU Blue up on that ball, but Jonathan, with all this momentum, able to punch it right past him off the crossbar too. I mean, that was even the slightest, even an inch more height on that, and that just bounces right off the backboard and comes right back to him. But perfect placement. Any lower, and that gets saved. There was no room for error there. But Jonathan is not in the business of making errors today.
Yeah, well, other than the first one, I think he's very much in the business of fixing his errors today. So he's definitely not too happy with giving up that own goal in game one, and he's really trying to come back from it. But I mean, he boosted right over top of Ace Conjurer for that goal, which is crazy. He just outsped and outboosted the defender from ODU to get on top of that with a nice shot and another nicely placed shot from Jonathan. A good defense from a pig again on 2 saves, even though he's only going to get credited with 1 of those. But still, I mean, ODU just needs to really get on this offense. And for Shenandoah, they just need to get back on defense and hold things off like that, thanks to Red.
That was such a dangerous position there for a moment for ODU Blue. I mean, there was a scramble right up in front of the goalpost. They somehow managed to get it out of there, but they have not taken off the pressure for long. It's going to be an own goal from ODU Blue's side this time. To be fair, this looked like the first shot was the goal, right? Red sends this in, and it looks like it's going in, but it's just barely off the crossbar. How was Gone to know that it was going to bounce that direction? Bounce right off of his card in. Unfortunate circumstances, but that does mean that Shenandoah A now 3-1 this game too.
Yeah, and as we slowly eclipse past the 1 minute mark just then, it is, wow, a very clutch save by Khan to prevent this one from going just out the window entirely. It's a tough one to make happen still for for ODU, excuse me, but they are still in this one. 40 seconds to go, only down 2, and they're prepping up for the offensive here. They just got to get something going to avoid going down 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, ODU Blue starting to rally, bringing the ball down into scoring position here. Tarnation, or Jonathan able to send it right back. But there, the pressure stepping up here from ODU Blue. Not quite enough, though. Pops now has control of it in the corner. Going to pinch it out to midfield. Ace Conjurer's up. They got to get something right now. It's not looking like it's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and say this is going to be Shenandoah A taking game 2 here.
Yeah, to have to score 2 goals off the, one right now off of just air balls and the second off the spawn of the ball is, not very likely. There it goes. Down will go ODU yet again. Playing very well up until a couple points, but still, you can see their save game is pretty solid. 6 saves to 4. The problem is that Shenandoah just has so many shots on the board here. They've got double digits again compared to Shenandoah's singles. I think this time it was actually doubled. It was 13 or 14 to 6. So Shenandoah is firing on all cylinders, it feels like, at this point, as we're going into game 3 of 5. And I'm looking to find what ODU can do better here to really just get this one back in their favor.
Yeah, ODU is really going to have to rally now because everything is on the line. This is game point. And like I said earlier, no one wants to be the first one down the loser's bracket. This is a double elimination bracket, so if ODU does lose a set, they're not out of the tournament just yet. In fact, our Capital Division had quite a loser's bracket run all the way back up to grand finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But you still don't want that pressure on you all day. You'd much rather, not have to deal with that if you can.
Yeah, definitely don't want to deal with needing to make a loser's run where any loss can put you out of it. So, trying to work it through still is ODU, working back onto the offensive. But it seems like Jonathan is just always waiting, always lurking in these corners, ready to go, both on the defense and spring onto the offensive. Quick reaction from Ace Conjurer to defend that one away. But still, the pressure from Shenandoah is continuing. They're pushing and punishing off these walls and the bounces, and Pops with a nice rebound off of Red's wall shot is going to come and score first. Another goal for Shenandoah within this first minute.
And you have to love that setup. Red was in position to be second man and take the follow-up off the shot on goal and try to make the score. As soon as that bounced out at that angle that Red wasn't prepared for the shot, the immediate switch in decision making to go from, okay, let me take the shot to let me just bounce this off the wall laterally, set up the third man for the play, and start to rotate out. Snap decision making puts the ball exactly where it needs to be off of that decision, and sets it up perfectly for the goal. I mean, that is good fast Rocket League. That is mechanical and mental performance there at the same time, and a repeat of that as well. Right off the backboard this time, Jonathan setting it up for Pops. Even though the defense was there, I'm sorry, Jonathan setting it for Red, who set it up for Pops. A 3-man play on that aerial into the goal.
Yeah, Pops has been playing fantastically off these aerials the last 2 points of this one so far. And that's net Shenandoah, another 2-0 lead. And it seems like Shenandoah is firing on all cylinders. The Bunny Girl's back out because Red puts a third into the net. And Shenandoah is not at all letting up on this one.
No, they are just foiling ODU Blue's defense at every turn here. ODU Blue does not seem to be equipped this game 3 to deal with these aerials that Shenandoah is cranking out. And as I said that, Jonathan sent it one way up high across the field. Pops almost scoring the goal, if not for an inch of crossbar. ODU has a chance to counterattack here. Gon is going for it, sending it to midfield, but the block is there. ODU Blue still maintaining possession for now, but for how long?
Yeah, slowly working ahead is Shenandoah yet again, coming off the failed offensive from ODU. But ODU's going to try and kick things back now that Shenandoah's more in their side. But again, this is just such a defensive bout from both teams. And this time, the offense from Shenandoah has been winning out. Even through the demo, they're able to get back on control on their side of things and really just work these air balls and aerials into their favor and really just continue the pressure and not let up on ODU, where they now have 3 goals to catch up in just 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's this is a long way to climb back and very, very little time to do it. They're going to have to really step things up here. And Shenandoah Ace shows no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, they are continuing to rock it right now, no pun intended. But now ODU trying to get something going yet again. Another backboard shot is not capitalized on, at least this time, by Shenandoah. But still, the air control seems almost entirely in their favor. They're ready to catch things off on as soon as the ball lands here and just continue to go. And again, fantastic plays from passes off the walls. Shenandoah has been great on these, with Pops getting a hat trick for himself. Excuse me, as we eclipse a minute and a half left in this one. 4-0 for Shenandoah.
ODU Blue stepped up to contest that too. I mean, they were neck and neck on that ball. Jonathan playing it perfectly off of the result of that. I mean, there was a contest there. There was a challenge for possession. Not only did Jonathan manage to ODU Blue striking back though, perhaps a little bit too little too late here. 1 point on the board finally. The Shenandoah's 4 at the 1 minute 10-second mark. They're going to have to really, really rally to pull this one back.
Yeah, gonna have to keep it up with the momentum on this one. 4-1, so at least it's not a shutout game. But comparatively to the other game, Shenandoah's 1 goal has come a little late. And they've come alive, I think, coming into this last minute of play. Second goal here. Only took 13 seconds in between the 2 goals for ODU. And they're down 4-2 now. Things are a bit more feasible to stay alive in this one, as Shenandoah makes a couple of off-kilter mistakes, and a miss by Ace is also a bit of a mistake here for the side of ODU. 4 seconds is all it took as Shenandoah brings us back to a 3-goal difference.
Now, listen, Cherish, I'm not a mathematician, all right? So someone may have to check my work, but if I graph the curve of when these points were scored versus how much time was between them, we may be looking at 20 or 30 points by the time this game was over.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Realistically, it will probably slow down. But wow, we had what, 3 points in the space of 30 seconds?
Yeah, something like that. It was quite the chaotic couple of scores. I think we literally, I think it may have even been 15 seconds, as little as 15 seconds that we had those 3 goals scored. Uh, so okay, so production is proving themselves right, trying to be better than everyone. Love Zach, but he is whispering in my ear that it took about 20 seconds. So I guess we're both wrong. But um, much love to Zach for sending us the couple extra seconds of time that it took. It looks like we'll be seeing a 3-0 from Shenandoah as soon as this ball lands. As soon as it lands, we are
No,
still
no,
playing aerials.
you got to understand.
Oh!
Rule two
Oh
of
no, it did
Rocket
score.
League.
Did it score? No.
Rule 2 of Rocket League. Rule 1 is that if you lock the front of your cars together, you have to keep driving forward until something else breaks up your formation. But rule 2 is you do not let the ball hit the ground after the clock hits 0.
Jonathan himself outshot all of ODU that game. 10 shots for Jonathan and 10 total saves for ODU.
Jonathan was just
Wow.
one of those. He was just like one of those machines that just like fires the ball at you every so often, so you can practice your goal making. Or I guess it's more of a baseball thing. I kind of lost that analogy a little bit, but absolute machine, just cranking out shots in that game 3. We saw even a couple of the goals that were scored off by other players on Shenandoah that game. Jonathan setting them up with some particularly savage passes to bamboozle that defense. I mean, Shenandoah will be advancing on to the next round. ODU will be going down to losers bracket. Wow,
Yeah.
we've got a heck of a start to the day.
Yeah, it's definitely quite the interesting start. Both series, this one as well as the one off stream, University of North America versus Nova Varsity. Both are 3-0 victories. One for Nova, or rather, sorry, one for UONA, and the one we just saw for Shenandoah. So, University of North America will continue on to face Howard Community College, and we'll be seeing Shenandoah playing GMU Patriots. I believe, if I can not delete my tab that I keep having open specifically for this. We'll
Yeah,
get
so
to
we
see. Uh, okay, so pretty much everyone is around the same. Only Howard is 8-1, but George Mason, Shenandoah, and University of North America are 7-2. So pretty stacked upper bracket here.
Yeah, I do not envy whoever had to do the seeding for these playoffs with how close the score was at the top end here. And on that note, our next matchup here, GMU Patriots versus Shenandoah, we are seeing seeds 2 and 3 seated directly adjacent to each other. And I believe, if I check my notes here, earlier on in the season, this matchup here of GMU versus Shenandoah, I did not keep notes for that. Well then.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
we're actually seeing UONA versus University of North America versus Howard Community College instead. My apologies. So first seed versus fourth seed. And this one I do have in my notes. Earlier in the season, these two teams play in University of North America took the game with a 3-2 set score. So very, very close game. And I imagine we're going to see a repeat of that very, very close set